Jets. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Here we are in the middle of the day. Welcome to the stream. I'm GreenBean, and I'm happy to be with you. I keep forgetting to put my good camera in here. I sat down, I'm looking around, I put everything together, and I'm like, it's in the house. I got to do it. I got a mental note. Maybe I put an alarm. Mental notes don't work for GreenBean because I forget them because I'm mental, right? So mental notes don't work for mental people. That's what I'm learning. 52 years old, I'm learning. Let's say hello. Tim was in here first. The Tim. Let's make sure we get it right. The Tim. And Dick Chimney's Burner's in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you, Tommy Clifford. Yeah, it's good to see you, dude. All's great. You know, look, here's the thing. I heard a guy say this one time. I think I just talked about this, but I'm fried and I don't remember. I heard a guy say this one time. He's like 75, 78. And he said, I'm really enjoying growing old. And I talked to him after he said that. I say, what is it? And he said, very simply, not everybody gets to do this. So, hey, that's an interesting shift. Like you go, if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and you're like, well, I wish I was 30, then you're going to be miserable. But if you're 50 and you're like, hey, man, fuck it, let's see what 50's like, then it's going to be great. You know what I mean? So the way I see it, like, dude, bad days come. You get sad, you get uncomfortable, you get unhappy, whatever, man. You just do it. You just do it. You know what I mean? So Michael Palermo's in the house, and we'll talk about it. We got a big story today. It's filtering through the stratosphere right now. Big football story with the New York Jets versus the Bills. The Bills are coming to MetLife, so the Jets are starting the season with 2 games at home. And wouldn't that be something? We lost the first one, and the Bills are going to be tough. So when we talk about this story today and what we're trying to accomplish, this one might help. I'm going to put a poll in there, and I'm going to ask an interesting question. You guys ready for this? All right, hold on, me. Let me put the poll in. I wanted to get it ready before the stream, but I don't know. That's right, infrared. Huge. All right, here we go. So we'll do this one.
That takes balls. That takes balls. Aaron Glenn's got balls.
That's right. Aaron Glenn does have balls. I'm not sure if you guys were aware of that. But Aaron Glenn does, in fact, have balls. And not balls, but balls. You know what I mean? And that's nice. That's a good thing to see. Let's see. Happy when they happen. All right, here we go. It's an interesting question. Let's see what you guys think. And then we're going to get into this subject. We got a couple things to talk about. But we'll start with the main one today. Well, I want to continue to say hello, and then, but the big story will come first, and then we'll get into a couple others that are floating around out there. Brandon Stevens is in the news. Did you guys hear about that guy? He's talking about how to beat Josh Allen. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. You know what? I wish the media would have some, whatever. But I wish the media, when you ask a guy a question, he's got to answer it, right? He's got to answer it in a way that's teamy and above board and company line and all that kind of stuff. But he just got burned all over the place. 2 touchdowns, all kinds of fun shit. Dropped a pick, And it's you ask him, hey, man, how do you beat a quarterback like Josh Allen? And Brandon Stevens is like, ugh. He's got to answer it. So then you make him look like a butthole because no matter what he says, he's got, you know what I mean? The most recent thing we have of his is what? 7 receptions, 2 touchdowns against them, and drops a game-winning interception like a scrub. It's like, you can't do it, man. You just can't. You can't ask these guys this stuff because it's like, it's rough. It's rough, man. So let's do this first. So I want to remind you guys, I don't know if you guys know about this yet, but we are going to talk about the greatest, the app where my fantasy league is and the Talking Jets Pick'em League. Not sure if you knew this, but we're going to talk about him. So I'm grateful to have Sleeper here with us. So you can go for a Hail Mary on Sleeper Picks. You could win up to 100 times your money, man. Use the promo code GreenBean and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Again, promo code GreenBean will match your first deposit up to $100. A big fat hundo. What do they like to call that? A G note? No, that's a grand. A C note. Yeah, 1993, baby. You're going to get a C note. First-time depositors get that 100% match up to $100. So the link is in the description, everybody. Make it easy for you. Get involved with Sleeper like I am. I love it. So with that all said, what is this? I got to close that down. Okay. There it is. I lost you guys. I couldn't find the tab. Anyway, so look, Sleeper. There it is. I'll leave it up there for a little while. Links in the description, man. Make it nice and easy for you. Just click it. Use the promo code GreenBean and get that C note. Is C note really, is that aging me? I like to say things like hip. I'm hip. And when you say things like I'm hip, it's inherent that you're not hip. You know what I mean? That's what happens. So, all right, guys, here's the deal. Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter both dropped this bomb just a little while ago. Maybe 15, 20, 21 minutes, 24 minutes, because I copied that a minute ago. Bills standout defensive lineman Ed Oliver, who impressed with a sack and a forced fumble in week 1, was ruled out for Sunday by coach Sean McDermott. All right, Sean. Oliver got stepped on this week and is using a walking boot. All right. Well, at least we have the boot. There is a short turnaround for Thursday night football against the Dolphins in week 3 as well. Maybe that'll give the Dolphins a chance. Well, Ed Oliver is one of, if not the premier defensive lineman on the Buffalo Bills' very good defensive line. As you know, we have Joey Bosa. You got Ed Oliver. You have Rousseau, AJ Epineza is in there hanging around. So he's part of the rotation. So, hey, man, with what the Jets are trying to do, and we talked about this yesterday, there's really something very, very important. The Ravens ran for 282 yards or 260 yards against the Bills. But somehow they lost the time of possession battle, which gave Josh Allen enough on-field time to make that comeback and win the game. So what we have to do, look, our week 1, clearly what we were trying to do was establish the running game. The good news is we were able to do it. Not quite to the tune of 200 and whatever, but we had 180-something yards on the ground. Breece Hall had 107 himself. Second was the quarterback, Justin Fields, with almost 50 yards. So, look, man, What we're trying to do, if we're going to win this game, outside of a bunch of crazy mistakes and scooping up fumbles and blocking field goals and shit like that, without that kind of stuff, without it being that kind of game, we really do have to, like, our game plan should be to establish the running game, okay, and own the time of possession, limit the amount of times that Josh Allen can get on that damn field. Keep our defense rested and keep Josh Allen frustratedly sitting on the bench, wondering, when do I get to get in, coach? 6 to 9 minute drives if you can pull it off. Having Ed Oliver out of the game is only going to aid that. He is a stud on the interior defensive line. So that's what the whole thing is all about. The Ravens should have won that game. You got to give the Bills credit, and that's what they do. You know, that's what they do. Josh Allen's impressive, man. And so is the running back, Cook, you know. So he didn't do all that well against the Ravens. But, you know, look, man, if the Jets are going to win this game, we have to own time of possession. I would say 35 minutes minimum. You can't be underneath. You got to have 35 plus. You have to. I would say even more, 38. That's what's going to do it. If you can get 35 to 38 minutes of possession with the running game and then getting in there, remember, 4 yards of play wins the game, but 4 yards of play ends up in the end zone, everybody. We have to score points. Yeah, and hopefully get in the end zone, not just what we've been doing for the last number of years, which is just kicking 3-point field goals. That is the problem. That is the problem, everybody. So I put a poll question in there. It's an interesting poll question because obviously you never root for injuries. All right, you know, look, and let's just, we're all friends here. The truth is I don't root for injuries. But if you do, you don't tell anybody. Is that fair? You're like, you know what? I can't say it because people are going to judge me and everything else. Right? So you can't say it. Now, I genuinely don't. I root for all kinds of bad stuff, but not like actual, you know, life-changing injuries and shit like that, you know? But when they do happen, is it okay to be happy about it? That's the question for today. Is it okay? Is it okay to be like, oh, that's good news. Glad that guy's not coming. Are you allowed to do that in this day and age? I'm genuinely curious what you guys have to say. So is it like, I am happy about this injury? Does everybody? Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I'm just kidding. I don't really feel that way. I don't really feel that way. No. I was misspoke. I'm devastated that Ed Oliver is not going to be playing against the Jets because, as we know, it only matters if you beat these teams at full strength. You know, don't you ever talk to those guys? Oh, I don't want to play them. I don't want to play the Chiefs without Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Really? Why not? I mean, you know, Super Bowl. Don't we have an Oliver? Yes, Eddie. He's definitely not Ed Oliver, though. Definitely not Ed Oliver. His name is Isaiah Oliver, and he is less impacty. He's fine. He's fine. But, you know, he's not a spam bot. He's putting shit in there. What's your problem, Dick Chimney's burner? Leave Grandizer alone. He's good. He's a good guy. Picking on Grandizer. I am not doing the Thursday thick of it. It's not to say I won't do a Thursday stream, but this year I just can't. I have a Thursday obligation that I have to fulfill. So that's just is what it is, buddy boy. I know I miss it. I miss Gunny and Dom and everybody. So it's clear this guy's a Buffalo fan. I'm so sick of Modine and his lies. You want to? I can't do Sexy Grok in the middle of the day, Grandizer. Sexy Grok is nighttime talk. Sexy grok is for nighttime, late night at that. I don't even want to do sexy grok before 10 p.m. She gets nuts, dude. There might be kids. Some kid is home from school. He's got a cough and his mom doesn't know how to say, no, you're going to school. Or the school now is like, dude, you got a sniffle? Get out of here. So he's sitting there and I'm like doing sexy grok and he tells his mom GreenBean had porn on. You know what I mean? And then I get shut down. I can't do it. Nighttime stuff. So let me see what you guys said in the poll. Is it okay to be happy for injuries? You're not rooting for it, but when it happens, hey, no, it's out of my hands. Is it okay to be happy? Let's see what you guys said. 69%, speaking of sexy grok, said yes. 30% said it's not. Now, I'm really curious if you're one of the 30%. Why not? Talk to me, because I got to tell you, I might be happy about this. You know, it's like when you say, like I would say, I get a lot of shit, like in my comments, and people get all nuts and stuff, which is fine. But like one day in particular, I said, Belichick is a piece of shit. That's what I said. And somebody wrote to me, you don't know the man and blah, blah, blah. How dare you talk about a guy's personal life and all that shit. And it's funny to me because when I grew up, being a fan of a sports team, part of it was not liking your rivals. And when you're even your friends, like if your friend is a fan of a rival, you ridiculed the living hell out of each other. It was part of the fun. And when shit happened, you rubbed their face in turds, and then they did the same to you. The problem is, being a Jets fan, is my face got rubbed more than everybody else's, which made me angry, which led to my alcoholism and my drug addiction. That's what it was. The Jets and all those fans. So I don't know. I feel like it's part of it. Like, look, I don't like Bill Belichick. I don't like Tom Brady. I don't have to. And I think they're jerk-offs. That's what I think. Okay, I don't care. I mean, I'm talking about him as a father. I don't care about him as a father. I don't really care about Belichick and his charitable donations. I don't care. I know him as the Patriots head coach, and guess what? I hate his face. So I'm curious, if you're one of the 30%, let us know, because I want to know. I want to know, because my standpoint is I might be happy. I might be happy about it. Infrared said if Breece Hall got injured, the Bills would be ecstatic. Yeah, that's what I think. And I think it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they? If we have a great player who's not going to play against them, why wouldn't they be happy? Richard Allen says, I hate it when we are too cowardly to admit that we are still barbarians. Why else do we like football? I know there's been like a softening, right, Richard, of our game. Like the reason that we remember, like, I don't know how old you are, Richard, but when I was growing up, the NFL would release these tapes before everything was on the internet. You had to go get a tape, put it into a VCR. You had this whole machine, which I thought was amazing, by the way. And it would be NFL's greatest hits of the year. And they made a whole video, an hour-long video of people getting decapitated. That was the allure. It was the violence. That's what brought us here. And now it's like we don't even let, like, a guy does a good play, and if he stands over the guy and goes, that's right, there's a flag. Like, why? We don't want you to be mean to him. He's sad right now. Don't you know? Put yourself in his shoes. Isn't it sad? Wouldn't you be unhappy? Treat others as you'd like to be treated. You know what I mean? Like that kind of, I don't know what's happening. We're barbarians. That's what we're doing here. If you don't like it, go watch baseball. And that is nice and calm. You can bring your grandmother. She's like, this is such a nice sport. Thank you for the popcorn, Sonny. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So I'm really curious. I'm looking through the comments to see, and not in a judgmental way. I'm genuinely curious why. I mean, I know one of them is Modine because he's contrarian. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is. Let's see here. Belichick is a creep. Yeah. But and that does dip into the personal. I don't know. I don't really pay attention, but yeah, I've heard some things. Let me see. The Bills looked really sad after Rodgers' fourth play. And let me tell you something. The NFL at large, like the media and everything, what did they say to us that in the whole next week? Like same old Jets, man. Aaron Rodgers, who plays every game of every season pretty much for 16 years, comes to the Jets, makes it 4 plays, and they left. If we didn't win that game, it would have been 10 times worse. But here comes Zachy Poo. Hey, look at me. Look how good looking I am. You know what I mean? So Ed Oliver I don't see anybody. I wish you guys would just speak. I know you don't want to say it's you. I get it. I mean, I do, because you don't want everybody here to be like, ah, but I wish you would. Like, no judgment from me, man. You're allowed to have a differing opinion. And not for nothing, I'm the kind of guy who's open to differing opinions to change my opinion. Like I say all the time, and so does, a lot of people I know. Like, I reserve the right to change my opinion based on new information. Like, just because I said something, like you said that guy was this. I'm like, yeah, but I learned this, and now I think the other thing. Yeah, you can't do that. How about you're not allowed to root for a guy because you didn't like him in the draft? Like, bullshit, I'm not. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I could wear a fucking pink tutu to the game and fucking dance the Macarena if I want. Who are you? Tell me what I can and can't do, So anyway, Ed Oliver is not playing for the New York Jets versus the New York Jets. And that will aid the game plan. Remember, Aaron Glenn even brought up Ed Oliver by name earlier this week as a game wrecker. So the fact that he's not coming is an interesting development, right? You guys like the 2-2 line? Read my take. It's honest. All right, where's Yeti? Let me see, Yeti. You like the racing? I don't get what that one is. Let me see. Yeti, Bobetti. All right, so I'm getting closer. He thinks he gave the perfect answer. So all right, we're setting this up, man. You're really raising our expectations here, Yeti. All right. I don't feel too bad. They are millionaires. If it's career ending, yes. If it's minor for a week against us, sure, I might smile. Tell you like this. All right, little crook. I like this answer. Is this the one you were directing me to? It's a good answer. How about this? Are we supposed to not feel pissed when we lose a game? So we all week we're fighting with the Bills fans and blah, blah, blah. And we're all this stuff and all the press and the media. And you pay $300 for your seat and $100 for parking. And then you tailgate, which costs you $100. You sat in 4 hours of traffic on both ends. And then you lose. And then you look on the field and your players are happily exchanging jerseys with the guy who just beat them. Hey, can I have it? Can I have your autograph? Josh? Hey, Josh, can I trade jerseys? Does that bother you? Are we not allowed to be bothered then? I'm bothered. I don't like it. In my day, when we lost, my players were furious. Sure, you had the prayer circle in the middle, but that's different. You would have guys like Keyshawn Johnson or Kyle Clifton or they'd be stomping off the field, man, pissed. Now they're like, can I have your autograph? We're all making millions. Skiddly ding dang. That's what they're doing, man. Jets Forever says, I'm just happy he's not playing because it's beneficial to the team, not the injury itself. Injury aside, he's not playing, which is a sign of. Well put, sir. Well put indeed. Right? It's not the injury I'm happy about. It's the lack of presence from a player like Ed Oliver. I like it. E-Boogie. My buddy, checking in, stream beaner extraordinaire for 29 months. And a beanbagger. Hangs out with us on Wednesday nights. First win of the season, baby. Jets are going to be 1-1, boys. Believe. E-Boogie, the eternal optimist. And I love him for it. I like it. I like that, E-Boogie. I'll tell you what, though. Aaron Glenn said it today. He said the quickest way to the playoffs is winning your division. So we're taking this game very seriously, or something to that effect. I like it. So here's the other news. You guys ready? Let me just see a couple more comments here. Watching a game and a player got a 15-yard penalty. What is that? I'm sorry, Fern. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's okay. Right, Infrared? What is this? Got all those guys watching. We have another 100 and something. We have like 120 in on X. What are you guys doing? So if you are watching the channel, you can smash the like button, squeeze the milk thumbs. It's so easy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. This is the year, man. This is the year we're getting over 15,000. Frankie and Jets Chaos and myself return this week for our live game streams, the absolute favorite thing of mine to do. It's the best. I love it. I mean, it sucks watching these friggin' games. I'll tell you that. Right, Yeti? Elaborate, Fern. What kind of comment was that? Watching a game and a player got a 15-yard penalty. What is it? Give us some context. You got us. You caught us, man. In my day, it's the NFL. I don't root for injuries, but I take any advantage. There you go, Anthony G. There you go. May I even say woot woot? Is that bad? Woot woot. I don't know, Phil. I really don't know. I really don't know. Jeremy's not going to make it this week. What kind of guy is this guy? He's still traveling? I saw him eating New York hot dogs in North Carolina. Let me tell you something. One of my favorite foods in the entire world, my whole life, was a dirty water dog with mustard and sauerkraut on the streets of New York City. I could be driving through New York, like I used to work in Brooklyn and Queens, just driving a tow truck through. I would pull over a tow truck just to get a fucking hot dog. Like I love them. The last like 3 or 4 I got in New York over the past couple of years were garbage. All of them had a hard bun. Hard bun. What is that? Crunchy. A crunchy bun. And they try to put like 8 strands of sauerkraut. I'm like, dude, what do you think you're doing? It used to be a mound of sauerkraut. What is this? He's like, hey, with the little tip of the tongs, like, here's 1, 2, 3 pieces of sauerkraut. I'm like, buddy. So I don't know. It's bothering me. You didn't know I drove a tow truck? You knew I drove a tow truck, man. It was a flatbed. I told you. I used to drive. My cousin owns a company called Movie Time Cars for Films. So I used to drive the tow truck and bring the cars to movies and shows like Law and Order SVU, The Sopranos. You guys know, I told you, I used to drive the ambulances. Like when you see those scenes in like, Law and Order, they show a scene like at night. Here comes the ambulance woo, 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 down the street. That's me driving that thing a lot of the time. Yeah, that's me. Let me show you something. So here's one. It's hard to So let me show you guys. I'm going to get, no, I can't show you because they're going to take the video down. But if you look up the Find Me Guilty end scene, that's with Vin Diesel. That's the only one you can like see me. But there's a scene of a U.S. Marshal truck driving into the Holland Tunnel. You can see the driver clearly with a ponytail. That's me with a suit on. I had a suit top on and shorts. And I was driving into I had to do it like 6 times. Whatever. So I had to drive that. I was doing that. And then the scene right before it with 2 cop cars flying down the street, like 10 feet away from each other. I was driving the second cop car. We had to do 65 miles an hour, 10 feet from each other down. That was in Liberty Park. So we had to do that. But yeah, man, I used to do that. So I would bring the cars to the sets. And then, I was in charge of the cars. If the batteries died or whatever, I had to, and then they would go, who's driving this? I go, yeah, I'm driving that. Find Me Guilty is the movie, Yeti. If you just look up Find Me Guilty end scene, let me see. End scene. Let me see here. Let me see if it gets right to the end scene. I'll drop the link if it's the right scene. This is like the whole movie over here. What is this? What's going on over here? Let me see. This is not looking promising. It's like the whole, oh, maybe. Yeah, see, so it's funny. When he gets out of court and everything, I'm literally right there. Like, I remember watching the whole thing. Like, I had to bring some. I'm working, so I had to bring stuff. But, I was in props. I was in movies for a long time. Yeah. This is all in Newark. This is the Newark courthouse. I told you guys. Look, see that? Oh, my God. You see that. You guys aren't watching what I'm watching. But there's the U.S. Marshal truck. So Vin Diesel jumps in the back of the truck. They put him in the truck. I'm driving that too. I'm in lots of shit, dude. But you can't see me. I'm like an extra. You know what I mean? Find Me Guilty, Vin Diesel, straight bet. Yeah, for real. Look at the end scene, like when there's big news and all the cops are coming in the U.S. Marshal. Like you'll see in the U.S. Marshal truck, the driver has a ponytail. That's me. That's like, I could tell you 100 things I was in, but that's when you can see me. Like the AC/DC video, Stiff Upper Lip. I'm in the blue truck. You can see me clearly like 5 or 6 times. Clear. I'm wearing a Jets sweatshirt too. You can see that. Anyway, so let's talk about sauce. But that's it, O'Leary. Yeah, man. I would have said something. My dad owns and operates a towing company. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm exclusive for show business, you see. Like I would be driving the ambulances. So I'd have like every now and then I'd have to just drive the ambulance, So what we would do is it would be like an FDNY ambulance and, whatever. So we put tape through it, through everything that labels it. So you can tell we're not in service, And when I got to the Lincoln Tunnel one time, these cops stopped me. Like, whoa, where are you going? Because I'm leaving the city. And they're like, hey. And they pull me out and they gave me all kinds of shit. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe me. And they gave me, dude, they called it in. And I'm like, dude, I'm doing third watch. Like at the time, it was a big show. So they would do the cops, the paramedics, and the firemen, and all the people loved it. Like, we love that show and this whole thing. Ultimately, they let me go, but I was there like a good half hour with these guys, and then we got to chit chatting and everything. But yeah, they stopped me. Yeah. So, 66 people are about to watch the link. I know you got to watch the end scene though. I don't know where. Oh, guilty credits. Find Me Guilty, courtroom, comedy. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like in the courtroom. It's like when I guess when they found the verdict or some shit. That's what it was. Like everybody was freaking out. Hey, what happened? Am I frozen? Oh, this stupid page. I'm closing that down. So anyway, look, Sauce Gardner is also banged up. And that's a big deal because let me tell you a secret if you didn't know that. If you didn't know this, Sauce Gardner seems to be the only cornerback worth a shit on our team. Now, I got hope for Michael Carter because I loved Michael Carter. the second MC2, as we like to call him. But he did not look good. Oh, O'Leary found it. Let me look here. So O'Leary dropped the link 155, you say? Let me see. So at 158, he goes, I love you guys. I'm literally in that crowd. You can't see me though, with all the mobsters. And then it's a whole different scene. Like it looks like it's together. I'm also driving the truck there that he gets into. I'm the driver. Oh, there it is. Yeah, man. So you see the two unmarked cars? That's in Liberty Park. I'm driving the second one. We had to do 60 miles an hour, approximately 10 feet from each other. It was like, we had to do that one like 5 times. And then there's the U.S. Marshal. Let me see here. Look at that. Peter Dinklage before he was Tyrion Lannister. Who knew? So there's the 2 cop cars. Right. I'm driving the second one. That's 155.05. And here comes the Holland Tunnel. There I am. See the guy with the ponytail? That's Bean. There he is. Nobody could drive that piece of shit. It was like you had to floor it. It was like a 3-speed, a old box truck. So I had to floor it, but hold the brake. If you tried to just do it normal, it would stall every time. Nobody could drive it. But like, my cousin and the owner, but only person on the whole set that could drive that thing was me. I had to do it. I told you guys, in the middle of when they took a lunch break, I ran over to my dealer. I had the top half of my suit on and some fucking Tommy Bahama shorts or whatever. And I ran like a mile to my dealer, got some heroin, and then ran back and then did the rest of the movie. That's how it goes. That's how it goes in show business, don't you know? Yeah, the stiff upper lip video, there's that too. No, you're good, Matt. That's great. I'm glad you dropped that in there because I couldn't find it, but that's the video. So 155. That's good. Thank you. No, I appreciate you putting it in there. So if you see you see the 2 cars, I'm driving the second one. And then when the guy's going in the Lincoln Tunnel, you see the big U.S. Marshal box truck. That's me. You'll see the guy with the ponytail. I had a ponytail for years. I was married in a ponytail, man. Oh, yeah. That's the way. Look at you guys. You guys are awesome. So Aaron Glenn said today that Sauce Gardner, it's not a concern. The injury to Sauce Gardner is not a concern, everybody. He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Now let's get some likes in this video for the showbiz. Come on, man. I'm showing you all kinds of cool shit. Who else can show you that? Right, O'Leary? I only got 51 likes on this video. Nobody subscribed, for God's sakes. I can see it. It's not a pigtail, A-frame. It's a ponytail, yo. It's different. It's different. Pigtails are on the side, aren't they? A ponytail's like, long and fluffy. Like a pony's tail. So he's limited in practice. But Aaron Glenn said it's basically precautionary. He's walking around. He's doing all this stuff where Ed Oliver's walking around the facility in a boot. Sauce Gardner does not have a groin ring on. So that would be what they put on him. There's some sort of groin apparatus. So they didn't have to do that. But I'll tell you, if he is banged up, if he's tender and they put him out there, that might be an issue, guys. I'm concerned about Sauce Gardner. But Aaron Glenn tells me not to be. So up until this point, I'm going to just take Aaron Glenn at face value. How's that sound? Aaron Glenn, remember Robert Saleh would say, we're not worried about it. And then you find out the guy's out for the year. Or Robert Saleh says it ain't good. And then the guy's back in by the end of the game. Or by the next week, Like Robert, you caught that, Anthony? Yeah. No, I don't think anybody caught it. So I don't know. Robert Saleh, and there was nothing that came out of his mouth that I thought was like legit. You know what I mean? He was like a big, I didn't even watch his pressers because I thought they were hot garbage. Like first year, yeah, I'm listening. I'm trying to see what's going on here. But after a while, I was like, this guy's not saying anything. And the stuff he does say, I don't know if it's real or not. Now, you don't want your coach, no matter what, or your GM for that matter, to just dump the whole plan on the table and tell everybody. That's of course. So they're lying to you. I've never bought into that. He said this and then he said that. It's like, well, of course, you don't want him to expose the plan, but injuries and stuff like that. It's like, well, it's no big deal. We're not worried about it at all. And then he's out for the year. You're like, dude, what was that? Is the head coach that disconnected and ill-informed? Yeah, like Yeti said. Yeti, it's like groins need attention. Yeah. Nobody believes me. I say that all the time in my house. They do. It's important. The groin is a very important area in the body. If you don't take care of it, you end up with this. You end up walking around with the groin apparatus, which is no fun. He needs ice spice. Yeah, there you go. Right. He needs a rub. Right, bada bing. Sauce is like, look, Sauce has a groin problem. He's in the back getting a rub right now. Like, oh, okay, thank you, Aaron Glenn. Thanks for telling us what's going on with Sauce. He's in the back getting the rub. And that would make me happy. Not as happy as Sauce, but, let's see. Lifeforce says, same, had long hair for 20 plus years, ponytail, never did the man bun thing. It always seemed feminine to me, or the twat knot. See, here's the thing with that stuff. It wasn't around when I was doing it. You know what I mean? It just wasn't around. So I man bun was later. I was like, what the hell's a man bun? What are you guys talking about? So I never had the opportunity. I might have done it. I just don't know. Let me see if I can show you guys something here. Let's see, 2006 maybe? When did I cut my hair? This looks like it. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me see where I cut. Oh, there's my wedding picture. So I still had my ponytail. Then I shaved my head. Let's see here. So this is what I did. Let me see. So here, this is what you guys ready for this? All right. All right, here you go. So we'll show you. This is what I did with my hair. So I had long hair and then I had this. You ready? Come on. This thing is so laggy, man. I don't know what's going on these days with my sharing apparatus with my sharing ring. It doesn't like to share things anymore. I don't know what's going on. The browser can't access your screen. Like, why not? The fuck is that? Let me see. Present or invite. I'm going to do this. Share screen. Let me see. Yeah, just share it. Share it already. It's not going to let me share it with you guys. Oh, well. I guess you're beat. I guess you don't get to see what I looked like after I cut my hair. It's okay. Yeah. So, all right. So let me ask you guys this. Are you concerned about the Sauce Gardner injury? We talked about the Ed Oliver injury. He's not going to be there. Well, of course, Yeti. You didn't hear it? That was comedic. Yo, you got to pick up on the tones. I know what I'm doing. That's if I just read it. Look, there's. I'm going to tell you something about comedy. There's low hanging fruit, what we call like low brow, easy, right? Then you can take something that qualifies for low brow and raise it, and that's what I just did. I pretended it was a serious thing, and went into it and took it all the way to rub, and was still serious. That's the value, my friend. You set me up nice. And I took it. So Jets Forever is not concerned. And let me say this. You know how we had Revis Island? I'm going to ask you guys something. We had Revis Island, right? That was great. How great was the term Revis Island? Well, when guys go with sauce, why don't we say they're lost in the sauce? Why don't we say that? Lost in the sauce is good, right? Like we don't say it. Oh, and he got lost in the sauce. Why aren't we saying that? Sauce Garden? That's weak. I don't like it. Lost in the sauce is the way to do it. So, did you guys hear about Dick Chimney in the sauce bucket? No, that's not good. What's the sauce bucket? I never heard of such a thing. I had never heard of that. Dick Chimney's burner. What's the sauce bucket? Somebody tell me. Maybe I'm just not hip. I don't know. I'm open to that. Help me out, Dick Chimney's burner. I'm open. Yeah, life force. This is where I am with it. So far I'm not hearing what presents as coach speak. I'm hearing what presents as honesty. And quite frankly, sometimes brutal honesty. He's just laying it out there, man. And it's like what you'll want. Did you see the episode of One Jets Drive this week? That's the kind of coach I want, man. Running around, yelling. In between, he's walking over to the guys, he's coaching, he's doing the stuff. Like I've said a million times. Like we had 3 consecutive coaches that it seemed like they had the impression that all the work that they need to do is before the game. The game just runs itself. They just stand there. I mean, they talk to the refs when they have to. They do that stuff, but they just stand there. I'm of the belief that the 3 hours that the game is being played, that's when you should be working the most. Everything else, it's like chopping the vegetables and making the sauce, right? See, this is how you make the sauce, everybody, is what you do. Boop, boop, boop. It's like doing that before the service. You prepare, and then during the service, some guy's going to go, hey, I want this, but I don't want it with the thing on the thing that's on the menu. And you go, okay, well, now we got to switch gears because I'm used to making it like this, but don't add the julienne fucking carrots. You can't do that. So during the service is when the work, yes, you had to work before it. You got to make sure the dishes are clean. You got to make sure the environment's set up. All the vegetables are chopped. The sauces are made, all the stuff. But during the service is when it's on like Donkey Kong. That's the game. And Robert Saleh stood there. I wonder what my offensive coordinator is going to do. Todd Bowles, same thing. Adam Gase, he didn't have any fucking coaches. He had himself, he had his coffee boy, and then he had the head coach of the defense, Greg Williams. Ridiculous. And he would sit on the bench when the defense, he's like, I'm going to write a story. Does anybody believe that when Adam Gase was sitting on the bench writing in that book that he was anything to do with the game that was being played? You think that's what it was? I don't. Think about this. Adam Gase, who was the head coach that Chris Johnson said is coaching where the NFL is heading. The future. He's the future of the NFL. Has not been hired in the NFL. He works for the 33rd team now. He's like a fucking video analyst. This is it. Like, this is where they come. If they get, dude, they come here to die. That's why Aaron Glenn running around coaching. It's like we've never seen anything like it. Not since Rex. Parcells did it. Herm did it. So I don't know. AG is a charlatan. He didn't know Gibson couldn't play good football, but then he cuts him when it was convenient to show I'm a man of my word and will cut you if you stink. That's a charlatan? That's not a charlatan. You look up the word charlatan. Now, if you think Aaron Glenn kept him so he could say that, then I don't know, man. Occam's razor, dude. Simplest conclusion is usually the right one. The more complexities and layers that you add to something, the less likely that that's accurate. It's more accurate that he did catch everything in camp. He thought, hey, the guy's going into his third year. He's had some moments. We can coach him. He looked good in training camp, so he kept him. That's more likely what happened. Now, that's not to defend him. I said it the whole time. I don't like him. I wanted him off the team last year. So, I mean, I'm not defending him, but charlatan? Look up the word charlatan. Let's look up the word charlatan. Let's ask Sexy Grok what she thinks. Real quick. Let's see. Hey, Sexy Grok, what does the word charlatan mean?
Hey there. A charlatan is just someone who pretends to have skills or knowledge they don't actually have, like a fake guru or con artist. Want me to show you how easily I can spot one?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's play a little game. Suppose I'm the charlatan here, whispering sweet nothings, claiming I know exactly how to make you feel good.
Okay, see, that's what I mean. That didn't take long. I can't do that during the day. It didn't take long. She's like, hey, what are you wearing? It's like, whoa, I just want to know what a charlatan is, lady. You know? Being the kids. I know exactly, John. I can't do it. So anyway, man. Yeah, a charlatan would insinuate that Aaron Glenn does not know how to coach, does not know the game of football. That's a charlatan. Like if you were to be in the head coaching position, you're like looking around, you're yelling a bunch of weird shit, hoping it sticks, hoping people do stuff. Like Adam Gase was a charlatan. He didn't know shit. I'm not convinced Robert Saleh knows anything. So, anyway, with that said, let's get on out of here, huh? Let's get on out of here so you can go enjoy some other stuff in the day. I have work to do. I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do a lunch meeting every day with you guys. How's that sound? Because I can do it. Lunch, I'm around. We'll do lunch. What do we call it? We'll call it a lunch show. Send me, DM me or something. Send me your ideas for the name of the show. The Lunch Bunch. Green beans for lunch, maybe. Some shit like that. Who knows? Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 15,000 this year. It's enough is enough. Enough is enough, I say. Squeeze those milk tums, and don't forget about Sleeper getting your $100 match on your first deposit. Link is in the description, everybody. Don't forget about that. So I will see you. Let's see what I'm going to drop out with something interesting. Let's see what we got here. I'm just picking up old stuff that I don't remember what it is. Let's see. Let's see what we got. I did that one yesterday. I have no idea what this is. So, hey, have a good day, everybody. I'll see you next time.
I, being in Ohio, decided, hey, why don't we contact the Hall of Fame and see if we can't hang out with those folks for a few minutes? And guess what? They said yes. They let me in there, and they gave me really a red carpet welcome, man. It was extra special. I'm putting a full video out on Jet Nation YouTube page, and we're going to have all kinds of little tidbits, but I want to show you what that looked like a little bit, man. As you guys know, we have a few guys in the Hall of Fame. We have the great Joe Namath and Don Maynard. We also have Kevin Mawai, Curtis Martin, and then we did a bunch of backdoor guys, kind of like what we're doing with Alan Faneca this year. Guys that their whole career wasn't Jets, or the majority of their career wasn't with the Jets, but they are Jets included.